What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You know who we are. We're the real officials. Yes, sir. We back at it with some more great content. Your man, your host, DJ right here. We got Jay Wavy, Jarvis, the big bro in the house. You know what I'm saying? Big Dog Drew is with us. We got Big Don with us. His hair a little crazy today, but he could do that because he's light skinned. And we got Big O Oren with us today. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
What
What's
it
going on,
is,
brother?
what it ain't, what it's gonna be.
Man.
Had
Wait.
to hit it with one of them old school joints,
Man,
what the
whatever,
old heads
man.
say.
This man's stupid.
Hey,
I
look,
done
I had
lost
an
my
old dude
voice.
tell me one day. That nigga said, I said, "What's going on with you?" That boy said, "I'm just trying to put paint where it ain't." I said, "What?"
What?
Oh,
What? Man, all I know is I lost my voice last night because I was working the Hawks game and we came back
Hey,
from 26.
who the
hey,
who? True the who?
hey,
Bruh.
hey.
Come on, man. Stop playing with him. Put some respect on their
Ice
name.
Trader Gang.
Stop playing with
AJ
him.
Motis is lucky he not here because I would have got in on that man, boy. That man was talking
Sheesh.
so much shit last episode. But it's okay though. He'll
That's
be
why he
back.
ain't get on.
Yeah, he's scared. It's okay. But yeah, man. That happened. KD dropped 49-point triple double the other day.
Mm.
So it's been a crazy sports week. We're gonna get into it, but we're gonna start off with Kawhi hurt. Been a whole bunch of injuries going on in the playoffs this year. Kyrie, he out indefinitely with an ankle injury. And it brought up the question because we just saw LeBron, go on a big Twitter rant talking about the short turnaround is a reason for a lot of these injuries. This is what he was saying when he was complaining about it when it first started. This is what he was talking about. And we're just gonna talk about if we agree with it. I know I don't really agree with it because as far when it comes to the Lakers and the Heat as teams, they went the furthest in the bubble. They had the quickest turnaround in the season. So like I see what he's saying with them. AD, Jamal Murray, they had deep runs in the playoffs in the bubble. They had the quickest turnaround. I can see why he's saying the injuries could have, could have came from that. Even though AD's groin injury happened in the playoffs this year. And his calf injury, we all know that comes from, AD has been injury prone his whole career. So, he definitely needed a full offseason, I think. But I don't want to hear about everybody else, bro, because you have 4.5 months before the bubble started to get your body right. A lot of people who was saying that they wasn't going to play, they didn't want to play, they didn't think that the league was going to make them play, and next thing you know, they ended up playing. So, I mean, to me, I feel like a lot of people didn't get their bodies right how they should have. And then on top of it, even if you did end up playing, a lot of teams played 8 games in the bubble and went home. So you have 4.5 month layoff. July comes, you play 8 games, you out by August. Then you don't play all the way again until late November, early December. I don't see the big deal with the turnaround this season. Like I said, Lakers, you can even go to Nuggets and the Celtics. But other than that, I don't want to hear about no injuries coming from the short turnaround, bro. But what y'all think? Jarvis, what you think?
I mean, I agree on both sides. Like, yeah, the short turnaround, it can be, a little strenuous, especially when you used to something going a certain way, having a certain amount of time and, having all of that or whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, it's injuries, bro. You can take a step out your car getting ready to walk into practice and get injured, bro. Like you can't really, say, oh, we had a short off season. That's why everybody getting injured. Like, nah, because niggas get injured when you got a regular off season. So you can't really say that it's because of the short off season and the quick turnaround that everybody getting injured. Like, honestly, it shit make me feel like this is just something else for niggas to use as an excuse. Like, oh, this is why that everything happened. No, fuck that. Just own it for what it is. We got injured. We lost. We out. We at home. Go on vacation, chill, get ready for next year.
Right. Andrew, what you think about it?
I feel like when you're talking about like the short turnaround in the season, like we only talking about like really the contenders. Like we're talking about who did it affect really, and it's like the contenders. Like we see like the Clippers, we see like Denver, we see Utah at some point, and Lakers, just all the people that made like runs last year. So it was like you can't say like this short season didn't cause a turnaround, but like due to like circumstances, you know what I'm saying, we had a short season, and we had a short off season, and I say like the off season really like affected a lot of teams. Like you can't say it didn't affect any team, like the teams that were running deep, like Lakers, for example. Like I know
Lakers, Lakers,
Clippers, I feel like now you starting to see Kawhi getting hurt. It affect Clippers too.
Did the Clippers have a run? They were out the bubble in September, right? Yeah, they were out the bubble in September. So that's 4.5 months.
Blow a 3-1 lead.
They had 4.5 months before the bubble. Then September came. September to December. That's another 3-month break. I don't see what's up with the Clippers.
What was they doing?
And Kawhi load manages any.
I mean,
what was y'all doing then?
They had 4.5 months.
They're not making an excuse. They're not making an excuse. Obviously, they up 3-2 right now. So I feel what y'all saying, but this short off season did have something to do with injuries. You can't say it didn't have anything to do with some of these injuries, but it was nothing they could do about it. It was a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like people just need to stop talking about it. I feel like I keep it pushing now. Like it is what it is. The healthiest team right now is gonna probably win it now. So that's
every year though.
So
pretty much.
That's every year. The healthiest team always wins every year.
Exactly.
It sounds like when a nigga drive the paint and go in for the layup, they feel like they get fouled, they missed the shot, they want to complain to the ref and shit. Like, it ain't gonna change nothing. It ain't gonna change nothing. It's over with, bro.
Don, what you think? What you think about it, bro?
Me personally, I get what you're saying about, like, you know what I'm saying? They had 4.5 months off and everything, but I'm just like, it was so much other stuff going on. A lot of that's what they're paid to do, but a lot of them weren't focused on that because there was bigger problems going on. So they weren't focused on, oh, I got to condition my body if we're going to play. Like none of them were thinking they was going to be playing again. So, I mean, at some point they did know the bubble was going to be going in, you know what I'm saying? So they could start conditioning and training back for it. But I'm pretty sure they didn't have, months notice before it was started back up to really condition themselves for the bubble. Then you get to the bubble. Okay, I get the teams that played 8 games and was out. I get that, but that's why you see some of those teams actually still here, like the Suns. But then
who else?
That's the first team I can think of, really. I don't remember all the teams that was in the bubble. And so, but then you got the teams that went to the playoffs. And I understand, like, if you get knocked out in the first round, okay, you still, it's not injuries. You don't really have that excuse. But even if, like I say, even second round and longer is like, it's intense basketball. Like, y'all are going at each other. Everybody was literally coming for everybody's head. Like, you got Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray going at each other. You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't like, it was just a cakewalk for everybody. And so it's like you got everybody going for your head. It's intense basketball after you just got back from 4.5 months of everything that was happening at the time. You got people who had COVID, so their bodies are getting weaker, you know what I'm saying, from COVID, whoever had it. You never know. I mean, so like in that time that everybody was gone, you never know who had it because nobody was keeping up with it because the NBA wasn't even going on really. It was, but it
No, they
wasn't.
were still getting tested though.
I mean, they were still getting tested, but I'm just saying it was like I feel like like there's people that are getting COVID and stuff, so it's like you don't know how it affects their bodies, how long it affects their bodies. So then they test negative, okay, and so now they can start back training and conditioning. So they got to get their bodies back, used to being normal, and then back used to being ready to be pushed that hard again. And then so when you're doing that, okay, now you got your body back to normal. Okay, now we're going back into the bubble. So now your body's back to normal, but it's not used. It may not be quite used to being pushed how it was, which was above normal. And so I don't know. I feel like although you had all those breaks, it's still to a degree affected a lot of these people, which is why we saw so many more injuries to stars. You saw more injuries to stars because they had to because in the bubble they're playing aggressive basketball. And so the stars who were playing that aggressive basketball, you're seeing more of them hurt now.
I mean, I think it depends on how they got hurt. LeBron injury had nothing to do with the bubble. It had to do with Solomon Hill.
I'm talking about strictly the players who were in the bubble, and you know what I'm saying, they got like torn Achilles or a messed up meniscus and stuff like that. But like
who tore their Achilles?
He rolled his ankle and stuff. So like that, I'm not really talking about like, what I'm saying, oh, you rolled your ankle, okay.
I think why he couldn't recover.
I'm saying like
as well is
the
because
reason who couldn't recover.
LeBron this season is because of the short off season. Like he didn't have time to recover from even what he was fighting from last season too. Like
he wasn't fighting for nothing last season. He said LeBron said with his word, LeBron said I was perfectly fine until Solomon Hill dove into my leg. That's exactly what he said. Because then everybody started debating, was it a dirty play? Because he said LeBron said I was perfectly fine till Solomon Hill dove in my leg. And to your point, Dominic, they knew the season was gonna come back. Adam Silver strictly said this season is suspended, not canceled. They said
but you don't know when. But you don't know when.
He told, but listen, the NBPA and the league were talking every day. Adam Silver was doing literally. They were having meetings every day about when the season was gonna start. When it was, this is Chris Paul. This is the leader of the NBPA. He is communicating with everybody, talking about playing again. On all the interviews with all the way from Zach LaVine to Jason Tatum, they're talking about getting ready for the next season. And yes, like you said, it was social unrest and everything going on, but that does not take away from your occupation. It doesn't take away from your
job.
It doesn't take away from your occupation, but as you saw, a lot of them didn't even want to play because of it. So when you don't want to play because of what's happening, then it's just like you're not gonna really battle to get back in form to play when you don't want to play.
But that's putting your own health at risk at that point, because the thing is, they never said they was going to forfeit no checks though. So I can go, you know what I'm saying? So I could, protest, or so I can not have to play in the bubble. They never did that. So I'm saying they gave everybody the option to play. They gave everybody the option to play, and everybody said, I am going to play. It was with the bargaining agreement, the collective bargaining agreement that's going on. That was all the talks about that. So it's like, you did not have to do anything you did not feel physically or mentally ready to do. When people got to the bubble, they figured out it was a lot tougher than they thought it was going to be mentally. But nobody said anything about their bodies not feeling right. Nobody said anything about anything like that. They had top of the notch arenas. I'm saying, bro.
My point is, I get what you're saying. Okay, they did possibly know. You know what I'm saying? They did know in advance. Okay, but they're still going out and and with them knowing they're gonna come to the bubble. Okay, they're coming to the bubble. They're okay in the bubble. They played 8 games. Then they play in the playoffs. After they play in those playoffs, most people are used to saying, okay, after me going as hard as I can every single game, now I get to finally rest.
3 months off, right?
for 3 months. Okay,
yes.
and then
they most of them had 3 months. The only people that didn't have 3 months is the Lakers and the Heat. Everybody else had a normal offseason time after playoffs. Addition to the 4.5, they didn't have to play an 82 game series plus playoff. They had to play a 50 game season, then a playoffs, 8 games, and then a playoff series. Then they got 4.5 months later, and then they had 3 months after that. The only people that did not have 2 months off was the Lakers and the Heat. That's why I said AD's injury, and I even say Jamal Murray's injury, because he was like, his usage was up. He's playing 40 plus minutes every day in the bubble. That's what I'm saying. But you had Kawhi Leonard not even playing some days in the bubble. I feel like the load management part of it also came into effect, also affected it too. Oren, what you think though?
Yeah, I think the short turnaround definitely had something to do with the injury, just for the simple fact that, like, some guys, their body probably didn't get the rest, the ideal amount of rest that they probably wanted. So they probably had the biggest effect on, like, some of their bodies as far as, like, injuries go.
I don't know who.
Mm.
I want an example.
See, I got a gripe with that though, man.
But listen. Hold on. My point is, it's not just the turnaround of that they only had 72 days. My point is that there was other things going on around. So as opposed to me going and sitting over here for hours at a day, taking care of my body, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, they're probably still eating right and everything, but I'm saying, as opposed to how they invest millions of dollars into their bodies at this point in time, when all this stuff is going on, they don't have time for that because they're taking part in this. They're showing that they really are passionate about what they're saying they're passionate about.
Muhammad Ali did it.
It's an option. Don't get me wrong. It's an option. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying the fact that they did that, and then they don't, like, nobody's mind was 100% committed. I don't think, like, all the time.
That's not an excuse, bro.
It's not, bro. And I get what you're saying, DJ, bro. But at the end of the day, y'all are professionals. Y'all are professional basketball players getting paid millions of dollars. If you out there, doing your thing in the community, I get that. They do that all year, every year, all the time. They always doing that.
That's why they gave them the choice to come or not.
At the end of the day, you getting paid millions of dollars, bro. Even if you are having a quarantine in your crib, it's your job to stay written. That's literally your job. That's why
they gave them the choice, though, because of what was going on.
Exactly.
We said we will give you the choice to come play or not. I'm saying examples out of the AD and the Jamal Murray, the two people that had the deepest playoff runs that are now hurt. Other than that, what examples can you give me that says?
But those are the examples of
LeBron listed 8 players and said it's because of this, though. It was because of the short turnaround. When Kyrie turned his ankle,
we can't sit around and say, like, this offseason ain't have nothing to do with these injuries this season. When you have both of the teams that went to the final
either,
you just gave me 3: Jamal Murray, LeBron James, AD.
LeBron is not an example. He turned his ankle this season.
Okay, but it's also
Solomon Hill dove into his ankle this season.
I'm not even talking about who's just healthy right now, who you can't see in the playoffs. I'm saying even throughout the regular season, you got people sitting out because of it as well.
I'm saying based off what LeBron said, because this is the thing. We all knew that they said people were going to load. First of all, load management was here before the whole bubble. Okay, so it's like people were going to load manage regardless. So I'm saying we saw deep bench play this year. You talked about that last episode. Multiple people put in deep benches, people getting multiple games off. We literally talked about all year how if it's a second day of a back-to-back, the star players were not going to play. And I'm saying, and these are people that didn't even play in the bubble or didn't even go to the playoffs in the bubble, is what I'm saying. Because I'm like, bro, you got people, it's not like it's the reverse effect. The people that was out the bubble, that got out the bubble quicker, is deeper in the playoffs. It's not like that. Because Portland was out the bubble quick in the first round in the bubble, and they were out the first round in the bubble. In the playoffs this year. Lakers, I said AD is a specific injury. And that's why, and I said, bro, that's why I'm like, if you want to talk about the effect that it had on this season, I would say the seeding. not the injuries, the seeding of the teams, because multiple players were resting, which means people were forfeiting games that they probably otherwise wouldn't have forfeited, which means that the seeding would have been different probably. Suns might have not been second seed. Lakers were second seed when they started off healthy. That's what I'm saying. And I'm like,
But my point,
and
my point
LeBron
is,
and AD chose not to load manage in the beginning of the season.
okay, but I'm just saying throughout the regular season, you see it affecting these players because you got people who are getting hamstring tightness, who are getting back, you know, whose backs are spazzing out. You got all of this happening out the regular season.
They weren't in
so
the
they
bubble,
come back.
though.
You got players that were in the bubble. You got Joel Embiid. You got James Harden. You got
Joel
stars
Embiid
that were playing in
fell.
the.
His injury came off of how he landed on his knee.
But he was hurt.
Bro,
even
but he was out earlier before that too.
prior to that. Like people,
No,
they
he
was just
wasn't.
like,
He was in MVP conversation. Then he landed
No.
on his knee wrong, and he missed 20 straight games. That's what happened. He played every game up to his
It's
landed
true.
on his knee, and then he missed 20 straight games. That's what happened. That happened this year.
so you're saying
He was in MVP conversation. He was top 3 MVP. He played every game with Jokic, and then he landed on his knee wrong. And then I'm saying, bro, people are getting hurt, but they're getting hurt off of freak incidents, just like how it was last year. I'm not. You said what?
You're saying
No, not the off season. It's off of injuries this year. AD, who's already been injury prone. It's not like this is a nigga that's always been healthy. He's always been injury prone. He chose not to load manage after the short off season. Literally, him and LeBron, everybody said I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron and AD do not play the first month of the season. Everybody thought that. They came out ready to go. They were the second seed in the West. AD had a calf injury. LeBron was still keeping them afloat in the 3rd, 4th seed. Solomon Hill dove into his ankle. That he said he was perfectly fine until that incident happened. It's not like I'm just making that up. He said he was feeling great. LeBron was in MVP conversation. Joel Embiid was in MVP conversation, and Jokic was in MVP conversation. These are 3 people that were in the bubble. Harden literally said himself he was out of shape. So I'm like, bro, we can't just say the short turnaround is the reason why this is going on. I'm saying
It may not be the reason, but it had an effect.
I say an effect on seeding because more people rested than ever before. I say it's because it had an effect on seeding, but I don't see the injuries. I don't see nobody that wasn't a good team in a regular season or who wasn't predicted to have a good run in the playoffs this season, having a run. The Clippers, the Mavs pushed them to 7, just like last year. They lost. The Suns, we already gave them the prize after they got Chris Paul. We already knew they were going to be better than they were this season. They happened to run into one of the people that I'm saying the Lakers are one of the people that were affected by the bubble. I'm not saying everybody wasn't. I'm saying everybody was not affected by the bubble. It was only 2, maybe 4 teams that I would give credit to, that I will say. And I saw Jamal Murray play 40 plus minutes. I saw AD and LeBron play 40 plus minutes in the bubble and then have a short turnaround the next season. And then Jamal Murray turns his ACL because he's playing the last 5 minutes of a game. So I'm like, I see that. But LeBron, I'm not talking about 2 or 3 players. LeBron said 8 or 9 players are hurt right now because of the short turnaround this season. And that's just not true.
Can I name all the players?
Yeah. Kyrie turned his ankle. I'll name them. Kyrie turned his ankle. Joel and James Harden had hamstring injuries the whole season. Right. And he said he was out of shape.
LeBron.
You said what? James Harden didn't have a deep run in the bubble though either. That's what I'm saying. LeBron did not miss a playoff game this season. He was not talking about himself. I already told y'all that.
But I include LeBron in this conversation because I think he's talking about.
He didn't miss a game.
I think he's talking about himself when he's talking.
He's not talking about himself. He said
NBA
NBA
don't care
record.
about the regular season like that.
He's not talking. He said in the playoffs. He said in the play. Did you not read the tweet that he said?
I got 7. So
I must not read the tweet then. You must have not read the tweet.
I mean, I'm just saying this is like I don't care what LeBron got to say about the offseason right now because he out of the playoffs. Like they need to go to the next season now. I'm tired of hearing about that bullshit, but yeah.
I just think, bro, people need to stop trying to make this more than what it is and stop. I feel like they're trying to blame the league for certain things not happening when every year it comes down to who's the healthiest team. That's why the Raptors have a championship. That's why the Raptors have a championship.
It's a scapegoat. It's a scapegoat. It's an excuse that they can use and say, we weren't this good this year because of this. This is the only reason why we're not that good. And it's not. It's not.
So y'all saying
accidents happen.
I don't think it's the reason, but I think it has an effect. That's all I'm.
LeBron is making this an escape, like something.
LeBron is.
We're not saying that. Not saying
LeBron
that.
been consistent all season, though. He's been consistent all season with it.
Just like DJ said, it's only a few people who can truly say, I wouldn't 100% because of the bubble, or this happened because of the bubble and the quick turnaround. As for LeBron, all the other niggas in the league, like there's
I think
no
LeBron is
excuse.
more mad about AD than anybody because LeBron knows AD is injury prone. LeBron knows AD needs
if AD had
season.
a full off season to get himself healthy from last season, then it probably would have worked out different.
That's who I think LeBron is talking about.
Would have worked out different.
That's why I think LeBron. That's why I think it's more. That's why I think LeBron was heated in the beginning of the season because that's the thing. That's why I'm not getting on LeBron as much because he been consistent with this. He said this in the beginning of the season. He did not want to have a short turnaround, but he also chose not to load manage at the same time.
Exactly, because that's not in his DNA.
Exactly, but I'm saying,
matter of fact, you can tell when AD went down in the last game. The moment he went down, the cameraman immediately cut to LeBron, and you could see all on the man's face. He was like, "Well, that's it." He already knew what the deal was.
I feel like that they made this stat. They said this stat. It was like, this is the most that any All-Star has ever set out, like in a regular season. This is the most that any All-Star.
That's why I said, that's why I said sat out, rested. That's why I said it affected seeding, not injuries. Yeah. Seeding.
It's gonna get higher. That's every
completely
other year.
Different. That's what I'm saying. It affected seeding.
It's the popular thing for them to sit out now.
That's so
next year it's gonna be even more niggas taking a break and sitting out games and getting rest and whatnot. That's the thing. Kawhi made that shit popular when he was in San Antonio.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's that's why I said the biggest thing that was affected this season was the seeding because of rest. Because of people taking more rest in the regular season, sacrificing games to make sure they were ready for the playoffs. That is what it affected. It did not affect people's health. I saw people get hurt off of freak injuries that they get hurt off of every year. I've seen it. I didn't see people body just wearing down over the course of the season. That's not what I saw.
Right.
But that is that. We're going to go to the next topic, which is kind of interesting because the All-NBA teams were brought out this week also. And I think this also had to do with injury because I don't understand how the world KD was not one of these teams, okay? I'm going to just go ahead and list out the teams real quick. First team, Steph, Luka, Giannis, Kawhi, and Nikola Jokic. Second team was Dame, Chris Paul, Julius Randle, LeBron, and Embiid. And the third team ended up being Bradley Beal, Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, and Rudy Gobert. The main two people I got a problem with on this list is Jimmy Butler and Rudy Gobert.
I feel like he's gonna say it, bro. You such a hater,
right? You think hater, bro. Rudy Gobert should be on the All-NBA team?
He's the defensive player of the year.
No, this is not all defensive first team. This is not all. Matter, you know, there's an all defensive first team, right?
I get that.
Okay, so there's an all defensive first team and there's an all NBA first team. Bro. And you mean to tell me Rudy Gobert is supposed to be on the All NBA?
Yes,
NBA
bro,
team?
he earned it. What you mean?
No, he didn't.
What?
No, he didn't.
Who should be over?
How many centers you taking over him?
I'm taking Jokic.
He's on the team.
I'm taking Embiid over him.
He on the team.
I even put AD over that man this season.
AD didn't even play this season.
He played
So
when
you
he
gotta
played. He
stop
was
the cap.
when he played. He was balling, and then
He
you
didn't
saw
play
the
as much
impact
as
he
Rudy.
had. But
And-
either way, Rudy, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like because they got Giannis in here as a forward, right? And even though I get he's a forward, he plays like a big man. And I feel like if there's a way to move it around to put Jason Tatum on and KD on that list, I feel like you can move people around to put them over Rudy Gobert. I don't think just because you're the third best center, fourth best center in the defensively in the league right now, that you should just automatically make the all NBA team. Because you're not all NBA, you're all defensive. That's
Bruh.
different. Nobody looks to this man for offense. Like, do you look for? Do they
I
throw this
mean-
man
I
in the
mean-
league for offense?
The
I mean,
third, fourth,
14 and a half
Ayton
is not
took-
bad. 14 and a half is not bad.
Bro, Ayton took a leap this year.
Especially when you got Donovan Mitchell dropping 40. 14 and a half is not bad, bro.
They don't look
14 and a
for
half,
offense,
13 and a half
though.
rebounds.
I'm not questioning, bro.
Were
That's
they number one in the West? Were they?
that don't mean you deserve to get two people in there though. That don't mean you got to get two people in there just
All
because
right,
you
bro.
number one in the West, bro.
All right, bro.
Rudy Gobert is not
yeah,
all NBA.
But I understand that's your opinion, but this guy won defensive player of the year.
That's
Man,
why he's on
averaged
an all
14 and a half
defensive team.
points a game, 13 and a half rebounds a game. You can't say that that's not worthy, bro. Like, put aside your personal gripes with this man. I don't know why you hate this man so much.
I don't
bro.
hate him.
I don't know.
I
why
don't
you
hate the
this
man.
so much.
But I'm just saying you have people that balled out this year, bro. You got Vucevic. Vucevic balls out year in and year out. I just feel like they put
He
this
gets
man
no
on just
respect.
because I feel like they just put Rudy Gobert in here just because they're the first seed in the West. And
Oh
that
my
makes no
God.
sense to me.
Compared to a team that didn't make the playoffs, like yeah,
Bro, the All NBA has nothing to do with that's the one thing that has nothing to do with your team record at all. All NBA has nothing that is in your individual contract. It has nothing to do with your team's record
That is
at all.
that's based off of you.
Your
strictly
projection, period.
What you do.
I agree. I agree with that.
what he did. I mean, he did some shit. I don't know how you would. Jason Tatum and KD do deserve to be on this list. I could say
I
that.
think you should move. I think it should be a way
I would
to
take
move.
over.
I would take Vucevic over Gobert. I would too. But
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
saying. You wouldn't take Vucevic over Gobert, Jarvis?
It depends, bro. It depends on a lot of things.
If you're
Who am I
looking for
pairing him with?
offense, who are you going
who's he
for?
playing with?
Vucevic.
If I'm looking for scoring, I gotta pick Vucevic. Like, I
But
would
I'm
be
saying
stupid not
he
to.
rebounds
He averages
too,
a whole
though.
nother 6 points more, but he rebounds 2 rebounds less.
Bro,
2 rebounds.
come on, bro.
So
Come on, dog.
if I got a nigga that could drop 40 easily, I'll take them extra rebounds. I'll take
We're
that rim
talking about
protection.
all
Why not-
NBA.
Why not pair him with somebody who could also go and drop 25, 30 in the paint and help out him so he ain't gotta drop 40
Man,
and still get rebounds, only 2 less rebounds.
Oren, who you think? Oren, you got any problems with these lists, man?
I think Jason Tatum should definitely be on that list.
Who you taking him
Oh.
out for?
Probably Gobert.
what?
I mean, bro,
You can't.
you can't
mean,
because of
he's
the
a
position,
forward.
but bro, it should be a way to move this man around, bro. Is what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
It's,
like,
I
I
feel
feel
like,
like-
bro, you can't put him in just because his position, bro. You can't do that just because he's listed as a center. You cannot put this man in. He's not all NBA though.
Bruh, honestly, I'd pick Jason Tatum over Jimmy Butler.
That's why I said
Huh?
Jimmy Butler. Yes, I don't.
And by no means am I hating on Jimmy buckets. Jimmy is nice.
Yeah.
Jimmy will give you 100% every night.
He
But
was hurt
like
too.
y'all said, this is solely based upon what you do during the season. And what Jason Tatum did this year with the lack of help that he had, I mean, don't get me wrong, Jaylen Brown was balling, but I mean, when you think of Boston Celtics, you think Jason Tatum. When you think we're in a close game with somebody need to take the last shot, get a ball to that light skinned nigga. Let him ball out.
I got another problem though with this list, bro. And people are gonna think I'm crazy for saying this, but I do not think Chris Paul should have been on this list. I do not think Chris Paul should have been on all NBA second team, bro. Like, I get this man has stature, you know what I'm saying? I get he has resume,
Who
but
you replacing him with? Because it ran across my mind. I said maybe I would have gave him like 13, but I was just trying to figure out who I would have replaced him with.
Russ.
this is guards.
Russ.
So you got Mitchell, you got Trey, and you got Russ. These are three people who are balling. And I'm talking about like,
who
bro,
definitely could easily replace him on that list.
I'm like, bro, stats wise, impact wise, yes. He had a huge impact.
Four times.
Bro, this man is in love
I'm
with
still
Russ
on
for
it.
the four
4
triple
times.
doubles.
Who does that?
It is
I'm
crazy.
just glad I'm
Who
not
does
the
that?
only one anymore, right?
They talking,
Like,
but y'all just said they don't go off for like playoffs, or they don't go off that. But Chris Paul being on this list is solely because he is the leader of it. Like he led them to that number 2 spot. I feel like that's the only reason why he's on this list, because Donovan Mitchell definitely should be over him.
I feel like
for
it's
sure.
yeah. I mean, it's literally impact. I feel like the impact of this team. They looking at where the Suns were last year without him and where the Suns are this year with them. I just don't. And he is a floor general. He's still one of the top floor generals in the game. Like, don't
One
get
of the
twisted.
only pure point guards left.
He took a lot of pressure off of Devin Booker, off of Bridges, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Big
he
time.
created. But I just feel like
I feel you.
production wise,
I feel you.
Mitchell is like
Definitely should be
crazy.
over him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The only Jazz player on here is Rudy Gobert. There's nobody see a problem with that. You don't see a problem with that, bro. Like, this is ridiculous, man.
Mitchell over Gobert.
Just because he's listed as a
Leave
center.
Rudy alone.
We could put Giannis. We could put Giannis as a center, bro. We could do that. We could move him around. He played like a big man. Man, whatever, bro. This is annoying. I'm annoyed, bro. I'm annoyed. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yo, another person who missed it though. Bam ain't make it.
Who you taking off?
Nah, who you gonna take off for Bam though?
Rudy.
Rudy, take off Rudy. Hey, take off Rudy. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey,
I'm taking Bam defensively over Rudy.
No, but I'm
Honestly,
taking
bro, out of the three
Bam
centers on this list.
offensively
If I gotta
too.
take anybody off for
I'm
Bam,
taking
it's
Bam
gonna have
offense-
to be Rudy.
I'm
telling
taking
you.
Bam offensively and defensively over Rudy.
yeah, Rudy's
telling you.
gonna be on this
Yeah.
list. Say that.
I
Because
just don't.
Bam is also
No
more
cap.
versatile too.
I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it. All defensive, yes. You are all defensive first team. You right. But no, you're not all NBA, bro.
Before we jump to the next time, I got 2 more I need to ask about now.
Okay.
And I know it's early in the career, but what y'all think about Zion not making it?
I think Zion. Zion balled out this season, bro.
He
I
did
think
ball out.
Zion.
Dude.
Comparisons yet, bro. I don't want to hear it.
What?
You know they was putting him on that level. I don't want to hear it.
Nah, he
You said
was
fuck all that, I wanna
dominating
hear.
this year though. He never
Like,
he
was,
was
bro.
dominating.
He was cold. He was cold. But if you ain't put it, we all know if you ain't winning and bringing your team to a playoff, they don't give a fuck about that shit.
But that was
mean,
coaching. I feel like that was a lot.
That was
coaching.
definitely coaching and the personnel around him,
Because they
which
just
is
booted
which is
Stan.
definitely what we about to talk about. It's the personnel around him too, but the fact that he was balling and he was, you know what I'm saying, he's the only reason that they were ever relevant at all. People still tuned in to watch that dude, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I can't
I'm
say he
just
was
saying,
the
I don't
only
see-
reason.
And Lonzo Ball, Brandon.
I don't see
Nobody's
he don't-
tuning in to
Brandon-
see Lonzo
Brandon-
Ball,
Brandon
bro.
Bro,
Ingram
stop
wasn't
it,
healthy
bro.
all
This
season.
You're
man
not
was
tuning in to see
Bro.
Lonzo Ball,
They
bro.
love
Brandon Ingram was not healthy all season either.
Bro, without Lonzo Ball, Zion don't got the open space he got. Bro.
You're
Like,
crazy.
don't
you
do that,
are
bro.
crazy.
Without
Are you
Lonzo, he's
serious?
still getting
You
assists.
are
bro.
crazy.
Listen, bro.
You telling me?
I'm
You
not
telling
saying
me?
I'm not saying
Lonzo is the reason
the
Zion.
best point guard, but damn
Nah.
it, you better believe that this nigga being a pure point guard with the way he can pass and move the fuck around the court. Hell yeah, that shit helps.
No.
Hell yeah, that
No.
shit helps.
Lonzo.
When you got a nigga who can throw a fucking Tom Brady pass from the other side of the court and hit your ass on point, what?
We'll tune in to
This
see.
nigga Zion said himself, Zoe makes me better. Them came out his mouth.
That's
Okay.
his
Them words
teammate.
came out of
What
his
is, what is
mouth.
he supposed to say? What else is he supposed to say? That's his teammate. That's his point guard.
So-
of course he's gonna
So
say
we
that.
gonna act like
I'm saying,
so we
I'm
gonna act
saying
like a star player
Zion's
never
greatness
dissed their
is not
teammate before?
Zion's greatness this year is not based off of freaking Lonzo Ball.
No,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
That's
I
not
didn't say that.
what we
I
say.
said Lonzo being on the team with Zoe makes him better. I didn't say his greatness is because of Lonzo, but when you got a point guard that can find you and get you that motherfucker right when you need it, why not, bro?
Who was in trade talks this year? Who
would
was in
say-
trade talks at the trade deadline? And
Hey,
on
I'm
the
a-
Pelicans. Who was the only
don't
Pelican
matter,
on the
bro.
trade deadline?
I'm not talking. Well, I'm clear. My part too. I'm not talking about like Lonzo. They coming to see Lonzo ball out. Like Lonzo be this and the third. But at the end of the day, Lonzo name do bring people to like want to see him play. Like Lonzo
Exactly, bro.
will, like a ball brother period will make.
You know why they come to see him?
Them
play?
niggas been
Because
famous
he was
forever,
the second
bro.
overall pick. He was the second overall pick, and people
Exactly.
still have not seen
And
him
he's a
live up to
ball
that
player.
potential. That's why they come see him play, because
They still
they
doing
trying to
it.
stay. They want him to step. He has not played like number 2 overall level.
I know,
to,
but
to be
still-
fair, bro, he never really had the shot to play as a number 2
But
perspective.
you were
Like,
drafted at number 2.
I
think
understand that, bro.
in
But
time.
when you get
Over
drafted to a place and you're supposed to be the new face or whatever, the next Magic Johnson, and then you got fucking LeBron James come get on your team, you become an afterthought real fucking quick.
very fast.
Real quick.
But the thing is, that was also a lot of narratives that his dad put in the air. You never heard Lonzo say none of that. Oh, he's gonna be the next Magic Johnson. all that.
Exactly.
He never said none of that. It was his dad putting out those narratives saying he was gonna be this, that, and the third.
I think,
His
I mean,
So
dad
his dad,
wrote a
his
lot
dad-
of checks
his
that
dad
his ass
said-
couldn't
his
cash.
dad kind of set him up in a way to not live up to the hype. In my opinion.
I agree, bro. I agree. If his dad had to just shut the hell up and let him ball and do his thing, it would have been way different. He would have been what he is now back then. Not exactly what he is now, but damn close.
but Zion.
He wasn't even
averaged
bad in his rookie year
27.
though. Like he wasn't.
He
averaged
wasn't.
He
27.
wasn't bad.
Zion averaged 27 on 61% shooting, bro. Like,
It's cold.
Well, I mean, when most of your shots is in the paint. it's
but
not
that's
that
the
hard,
point
bro.
about it. You know how hard that is to do. You know how hard that is to do in an era where
Bro, he's
everybody shoots
6'8",
threes.
290.
Bro,
What you
Nah,
mean?
6'8"? Are you serious? You, bro,
Who
if
gonna
you
stop
big
that?
man
Man, at 6'8".
it's hard to do that in this era of basketball
bro.
when you're
I'm
when
not hearing
everybody
that shit.
says you need to shoot threes.
Nah, bro.
So-
Nah.
If they put
That
the right
nigga is
people
a
around
fucking
him, bro.
Mack truck when he running through the paint, bro.
It's
Ain't
not
nobody gonna
easy,
stop
bro.
that.
It's not easy, bro. 61%.
It is for
shooting.
him.
No, it's not, because he's not a 7-foot center. That's
don't
who's
matter,
supposed to be
bro. That
averaging
nigga's strong as
60%
fuck.
field goal. 6'8". You're not supposed to be averaging 61%.
Bro, this nigga 6'8" and jump like he's 7'5". What
But
you
this
mean?
does not matter. Does not matter. The only
Oh
people
my
that are
God,
supposed to average 60% field goals
In
are
whose perspective?
7 feet
In your
centers.
perspective?
And look at the history of the league of 60% field goal shooters. They're
That's
all
the history,
centers.
bro. Stop talking about the history. This
I'm
shit is not the
saying, bro,
same
this
no
is
more,
what
bro.
this is what people say. Bro, Zion is 6'8". You mean tell me that he is supposed, just because of his strength, he's supposed to average 61%? It's easy.
Yeah.
No.
Look at how many bodies this nigga done caught, bro. He only in his second year.
Bro, it don't matter. That's
Like,
what makes it
what?
so crazy because it's not
game,
normal.
Every single
Because
game,
it's not
this nigga's on
normal.
the TV.
That's what makes it crazy.
He's bodying somebody.
That's what makes it crazy because it's not normal. He's doing stuff that's out of what people thought he could do, was supposed to do. That's why it's so freaking wild.
Bro, all he doing is living up to the hype. That's it. He doing the same shit Brian did.
I'm not going down. I'm not going. No. What he's doing the same shit that what?
So when he was in high school, he had all the hype in the world.
Bruh, nobody
in college,
he
had all the hype in the world. When he came into the NBA, of course, he was hurt the first part of his rookie season, but when he came into the game, what happened?
Everybody questioned his game though because they said
and what
they don't know. Huh? Exactly. He proved people wrong. That's what I'm saying.
So he's living up to the hype.
Wrong. He's not living up to the hype, and people question his game.
Oh my god, bro! There is
his
hype
overall
the number one
all-around game.
There is hype when you're the number one.
I know there's hype.
You don't get
we're not acting like every number one
people
pick
ain't hyping that shit up. I'm not
every
saying
number
that.
one. So
I'm not saying that because it's a bunch of fucking Anthony Bennett's out there in the world. Them niggas ain't doing nothing.
You know what? Zion is
like,
our next.
Come
topic.
on, bro.
Zion is our next topic. So let me just this is how we gonna bring this in, okay? Because Zion family wants him to leave the Pelicans. Why? Because he said he does not have the proper pieces around him. I think one of those pieces that they're talking about is Lonzo Ball. You ask me. I think they're talking about one. I think they're talking about Lonzo. If you ask me, I think they wanted him to get traded. I don't agree with his family.
So if that's the case, why they didn't trade him?
It's only been 1 year, huh? Because the family don't make no decisions. What are you talking about? They couldn't find no trade packages for him. They couldn't find no trade packages for him.
What?
They couldn't find no trade packages for him. That's why they didn't trade him. The trade deadline passed. Nobody made a good enough offer. So I'm saying,
bro, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Lonzo Ball is in his contract year. After the end of this, after their last game,
and has he been signed to an
basically
extension?
A free agent.
Guess who's the only person?
Anything for that nigga.
Jarvis, guess
because he gonna leave for nothing.
Jarvis, guess who's the only person who ain't signed an extension out that draft?
It don't matter, bro.
At the top,
it don't matter. I bet a team pick him up.
Ball. Why not?
I bet a team pick him up.
They pick him up, but he ain't getting no max extension like Tatum. The people he was drafted, Mitchell, the people he was drafted over. He was drafted over them.
Oh my god! But you act like that don't happen all the time.
Bro.
You act like that don't happen all the time. We got niggas like Isaiah Thomas out here who got drafted next to last, something like that. He outplayed a lot of niggas that got drafted before him.
Where's he at now? Sitting at home.
It don't matter where he at now, bro.
On Twitter.
Don't discount what he did on the league in the league, bro.
I'm not discounting what he did in the league, but I'm saying, bro,
don't do that.
You're not supposed when you're the number 2 pick. You're not supposed to be the only person that don't get a max extension out your draft class.
But bro, you acting like he the first number 2 pick to not get that.
I don't care if he's not. I don't care if
it's a lot of number 1 picks who didn't even last 3 years.
It doesn't make it okay because you're not the first to do. Other people do it, so it's okay.
But he's not a bust.
No,
but he's not a bust. That's the whole thing.
He's a bust,
that's the end of it.
But I'm saying he should be better than what he is. He should be a lot better than what he is.
Bro, you got to think about it. His dad was his coach.
I don't.
His whole fucking life.
We're not finna blame this man's career on his dad, bro. That's what we're not finna do. We're not finna blame this man's career on his dad.
That was worse than Sean Marion when he first came into the league, bro.
He's not playing his potential. His father is not the reason he's not playing up to his potential. We're not going to do that.
So if somebody been teaching you to do something a certain way your whole life, and then you get introduced into a system where somebody else is teaching you something different. That person who taught you something your whole life
I want to be taught by that dude if he could get me number 2 in the draft. I want to be taught by him. Teach me.
All right, bro.
Teach me.
This nigga.
Andrew, what you got to say? What you got to say about Zion family wanting him out? You think they justified in that, or you think it's a little too much?
I think it's too much right now. I think he need to just kind of chill, just wait his rookie contract out, just trying to see what type of pieces and coaches they bring in for him. Because New Orleans is a great friend. even though like it's a hard franchise, if you really find your way in there, you can find like a good place in New Orleans to stay for Zion.
Yeah, I mean, it's only one. It's been his first. This is first full year. You can't just sit there and say they
Right.
don't put the right pieces around him. Like it's his first full year. They had
You
to
know
see
what
how
though,
he
bro?
fit with him.
Honestly, I think that his family wants him on a new team solely because of the market.
I knew.
I don't think
Yeah,
it got nothing
yeah.
to do. I don't think it got nothing to do with the team because when you look at it, bro, New Orleans is not a bad team. I mean, they're not a great team. I feel like
But they
they're a
got some.
piece or two away from really making, a strong playoff run.
They're
But
a coach away.
this
got two
boils
all-stars,
down to the market.
Right.
They want to
think they're
put
a coach
Zion in a bigger market so that way he can benefit more outside of basketball.
Yeah, the
That's
market
what I
is
think this
definitely the
boils
market
down
is
to.
definitely a factor. That's just not what they said, which is why
Ain't
we're
nobody gonna say that.
arguing what they say.
Then you talking
that's
about
true.
money. And then you
true.
talk about money. Ain't nobody gonna
Right.
say, "Oh, it's about the money." Nah.
Right, Dominic, what you think?
I mean, I agree with you. I don't think you could really have the right to say, he don't have the pieces around him when it's your first full year playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got to see how you're gonna play with these pieces for a whole season before you can add something to to help your game out. So it's just like I don't think you can you don't really have the right to say I want to leave because they're not adding the right pieces when you've only played one whole season. That just doesn't make sense to me. It's stupid.
That's a little extra. Stupid.
Especially when that season you were missing one of the stars. So
Right. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Brandon Ingram. Warren, what
Brandon
you think, bro?
Ingram's
You
hurt.
think they just need a new coach? Or what you think? You
Yes.
think they do need some new pieces?
Coach.
Yeah, they probably do need a new coach for sure. As far as like the whole his family wanted him to get traded, I feel like it has something to do with the market as well. Like how Jarvis said, it probably got something to do with the money, but they're not gonna say that. So maybe if you bring the right pieces around him, you'll probably see something happen. Because they not a bad team, but
Right. So
yeah,
what y'all
probably
think? Y'all
the
think
market.
y'all think he's leaving after his rookie deal?
Possibly.
I think so, bro.
Possibly.
I think so.
I think if they don't make the right moves now, then when it comes time, then he will. Like if they don't add the right coach who's gonna, you know what I'm saying, put them in the right places to succeed, then just like any player, they're not gonna want to be in that system.
I'll tell you what, if they don't make at least a game 6 in the second round next year, I think he's gone.
Dang.
I think he's gone for sure.
Andrew,
Because
what you
at
think?
that point, like the market thing is cool or whatever, but what outweighs market is when you win games, especially when you win playoff games, and then you got a chance to come back and be better. So I think at this point, the only thing that can save Zion being in New Orleans is them making a deep playoff push and them showing him like, you number one, we finna build around you. We're gonna make sure you got what you need, who you need, and who you want. That's the only way they can save it.
Now that's a good point because winning does outweigh everything. Angie, what you think? You think he gonna be gone after his rookie deal?
I had the same point as Jarvis. Really, like
What you think they need to?
if you
What
don't,
you think they need to do to make him stay, other than just winning? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, of course, like we kind of touched on it already. Like, get a coach that fits him, who can make it that he can work with, and also,
I feel like Jason Kidd would help.
I don't really even know which coach would exactly, because New Orleans is a hard, like I said, like y'all said, it's a hard like market. Like New Orleans as a place is hard to get people to, but the franchise is good, so we'll see. But if
I feel like it's like another Milwaukee.
If he had just the right coaches and the right coaches,
New Orleans need Mark Jackson.
You bringing some of the right pieces, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna stay, and if you win, he's gonna stay. But we gonna see.
I feel that. I think if Zion needs to be involved in whoever they pick. If they don't, I think it's all a matter of how much decision making they get this man. Like if they don't call and be like, hey, we thinking about these few coaches, what you think? and they just pick a coach, then I feel like that's going. If they don't
Do
say,
you think
we
he
think
deserves
about
that right now, though?
that's
Yeah.
what I was just about to add. Y'all think it's too early for that? But I
No.
think
In New Orleans, he does deserve that.
Yeah, he deserves that. Because
Now,
think about it.
if he was in Miami or LA or New York, nah, you gotta sit down.
But not even
But
that though. It goes back to why they traded AD. They traded AD because they knew it was a chance they could get
to get him.
to get Zion. And they knew I think by the time they traded AD, they knew they were getting Zion too. So it's like, and then
they waited on that.
So it's like this is supposed to be the centerpiece of y'all organization right now. You know what I'm saying? This dude is y'all market with. Brandon Ingram nice, but you don't market with him. You market with the high flying dude that's you know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
body. So it's like, yeah, if you don't want him to leave after his rookie deal, you're gonna have to do something. You know what I'm saying? That's why we all thought Giannis was gonna leave, but
I think that's gonna end up causing a confrontation in the future between them two.
I don't see them coexisting.
Because Brandon Ingram, you know, he transcended when it came to him leaving to another team, leading that team. Now that he has another player that's not trying to take that role, but is trying to take that role, it's like they're gonna butt heads, in my opinion, almost, unless they could find a way to cooperate.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying, take turns type or mesh.
Right. They're gonna have to be on some Brian D. Wade type shit. Because just like you said, bro, Brandon Ingram, that nigga's a star, bro. And he got to New Orleans and he felt like, cool, this is my team now. I'm the man, I can run it. And then they draft Zion, and then it's like everything's around Zion now. We're gonna do this for him. He got the Jordan deal, he got the shoes, he's the face, we putting him on all the tickets, all that. You can't say Brandon Ingram not mad about that, bro. I don't care who you is. You gotta be, bro. You thought you was the man. And then they said, nah, we're gonna give it to this.
But I also feel like as long as Brandon Ingram smoking that good weed and getting them checks, getting that extension and stuff, I feel like he might be okay. What you think, Warren?
Well, think about what?
You think they'll coexist? You think they'll stay together? You think they might? You agree with Jarvis on they might end up having Jarvis and Don. You think they're gonna have some confrontation in the future?
Yeah, I think it could be some confrontation with them. Just like just them in the marketplace and all of that. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it could be some conversation, but like if they bring in the right pieces that they need, I feel like they'll be good.
Yeah. But let's switch topics over to we're gonna switch sports. Really, we're gonna go really to boxing for real. We saw some fans commented on the post said they wanted to talk about some boxing matches on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, the Real Officials Podcast, y'all know. But they commented, they said they wanted us to talk about the Wilder versus Fury fight. So we know what happened in Wilder versus Fury round 1. And we know what happened in Wilder versus Fury round 2.
Mm-hmm.
After what I saw in round 2, I don't think Wilder has a chance to beat this Tyson. I just heard this man say he's trying to go up to 300 pounds for this fight. And I looked at Deontay Wilder's legs and I'm like, yeah, I still don't think. I don't think you're gonna be able to withstand those 300 pounds. Like, I feel like he's gonna do the same thing, lean on him, and he gonna be tired to where that right hand not gonna be.
I can't say that. Because looking at Wilder after that 300-pound comment, the boy looks small. He looks lean. So with that, he might be faster, bro. And honestly, let's be real. Let's put everything on the table. Deontay Wilder is not a pure boxer, right? This is a street nigga that know how to throw a right, and they gave him a deal. That's it. But if that street nigga gets some proper boxing training and put that shit in the ring, he's dangerous, bro. So if he took this time before this fight to actually train and learn the ins and outs and do what he's supposed to do and get rid of that street shit mentality, I see the nigga winning. But if he did the same shit he did last time, bro, you going down.
Andrew, what
Quick.
you think?
I think that we're gonna see another goddamn what is that nigga Tyson Fury knocking out Wilder again because
Dang.
that shit. Yeah, bro. We done seen this
A
nigga
knockout?
twice, bro. Like we can't
Another knockout though?
another knockout, bro. Like I think it's another knockout.
Oh no, man. I think his pride hurt too much to take another knockout, bro. I think he's gonna be ready for it this time.
Forget his pride, bro. Tyson Fury is cold.
Not on his level.
He is, bro. Tyson Fury is a bad man, bro. I give it to him. You talk about somebody who was vastly overweight, right? Put in the work, brought all them pounds down, got trained up, slimmed up, and hopped in the ring and did work. So he is that guy.
I don't even think.
But I still gotta go with I still gotta rock with my boy for the culture one time.
What you say,
man.
Andrew, bro? What you say, Andrew?
I just don't think Dante can even hurt Fury at this point. Like, I mean, he could get.
What?
Oh, if he hit 300 pounds, bro, Fury is not feeling nothing. Like, he ain't feeling it.
Bro, your jaw is not 300 pounds.
Fury-
You tap that jaw the right way, nigga going down.
Don, what you think, bro?
Honestly, bro, I think if like Jarvis said, if he really took the time this time to really take notes and dissect what he was doing wrong and implement better technique and everything into his fighting style, I think he has a greater chance of winning a fight against Fury. If you look at the first game, like if he goes back and looks at like the first fight that they had, like, you know what I'm saying? He was able to knock him down. So it's just like, it's not impossible. Don't get me wrong, because he was just as big as he was in the first fight as he was in the second fight. I'm talking about Tyson Fury. So it's just like, just because he's big don't mean he can't go down. He may be able to take some hits, but like Jarvis said, you hit that chin the right way. So I think if he really does get some technique work in, and you know what I'm saying, I think he could be a problem for Fury.
I feel that. But it's just a problem, not winning. Just
Nigga, a problem can
just a
stop
harder-
a lot of stuff.
just a harder
problem can stop a lot of
harder
stuff.
match than last time.
You think about it, bro. When your car run out of gas, that's a small problem, but that car won't move.
Bro, shut up, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
Or what do you think, bro? You think it's gonna be any different this time around, or
I don't even know, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I didn't really get into it like that for real. I'm not even about to sit here and cap to you. Say some bullshit.
My boy said, I don't know shit about shit. Ain't
just
answer.
make a prediction, bro. Just say it Wilder. Or Fury.
Shit, I would just say Fury because the nigga last name. Like,
Oh, shut up, bro.
He
Nigga got a cool name. That's how he got his
got a
co-sign.
cool
I'm
last
saying.
name. I'm gonna go with Fury. No
That nigga
cap.
named Fury. He gotta be.
I
mad
expect
as
the
hell.
honesty, though. I expect the honesty. We the real officials, bro. We don't bullshit. We cut it
No
to you.
cap.
That's real. But so last week, Jarvis wasn't here for this, but we did pick for games, and I would openly admit that I picked out of hope for a lot of these games. Okay, I wanted longer series. I wanted my home streak with the Hawks to stay alive. So that's where a lot of my picks came from. But anyway, they did not go good. So
Terrible, bro.
I'm gonna just call out the records. Okay. So I went 3-5 because those last 3 games really helped me out. Like I was 0-5. Somehow the Hawks won game 5. And then I don't even remember picking the Clippers, but I picked the Clippers. It was a smart pick for game 4 because they won that. So, you know, it brought me up a good bit. So, and the Nets won game 5. So I came back from a good 0-5. We got 3 straight. So 3-5, not that bad. Oren went 4 for 4. That's, you know, he went 500. That's a nice little 500 record. There about Oren. Andrew went 5-3. 5-3.
Winning record.
Very good record. You know what I'm saying? Shimmy is unfortunately not here with us today, which is kind of good because that nigga went 2 for 6. That nigga went 2 and 6. he went 2 and 6. The worst
Can't
record.
Get shit right, could he?
The worst record, by the way.
Yeah.
But Maltese would have been happy because he also went 5 and 3 with Big Dog Drew. So, you know, that was good. That was good on his part. But none of those were the winner. The winner was Big Dom with the 6 and 2 record. I don't know how the fuck he did it. But
I see you,
did
bro.
it. This man picked the Suns to sweep and got that right. Only person to do it.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't the only person.
He was the only person on the show.
That nigga in the stands. Suns in 4.
We gotta ask you.
That man, yo.
Oh boy.
Whoop that, bro. That was bad. That was bad.
No, you know what's really bad though? They showed
Pieced
a
him up.
video of the dudes that got pieced up after they left, and they was making
leaking?
videos like they won the fight. Like, nah, niggas, y'all lost.
Nah, he got pieced up. You went out the stadium with your head down like this, bro.
Real
like,
bad.
nah.
Real bad.
But it was the first time the game picked. Congratulations, Dom. You were good on that one.
Big dog.
We can get into some picks. We don't really know. All we got is game 6 with the Hawks, game 6 with the Jazz, and then tonight is game 6 with the Nets and the Bucks. So I mean, we can do possible, you know what I'm saying, possible games. I got right now I got game 6 Hawks Sixers, game 6 Jazz Clippers, and we can't do the Nets Bucks because the game is on right now, and they probably.
Well, I already told you who I think gonna win, and
Yeah,
the reason why I gave you is in his bag.
Whatever. Anyway, Jarvis, we're gonna start with you, bro. For Hawks and 76ers, who you got for game 6? Bro?
I got my boys closing it out in the A. What you mean?
Hey,
Yes, sir.
that's the only way to have
What
it.
you mean?
That's the only way to have it.
Ice trading game.
Game 6,
Stop
Jazz
playing with
Clippers. Clippers up 3-2. What you think gonna happen?
We still on me?
Yeah.
I got Jazz, man. I got the Jazz pulling that
you
one
got
out.
going-
Kawhi is still out. I don't see Paul George putting up that type of performance twice. So I got Donovan Mitchell doing his thing.
It was 37. You don't think he
That's
dropped
nice.
37 again?
I
37 and 16.
don't see him doing that twice. I mean,
but I mean,
I'm not saying that Paul George is not capable of doing it, but the playoff Paul George that we have seen in recent years has not been that guy. So you got some work. You got some shit to prove to me, bro.
So since you think
until further notice, I got the Jazz.
I feel that. So since you got since I know you have Bucks next going 7, who you think gonna win that one?
Honestly, bro, I got the Nets winning, and I got game 7 being a blowout in the Nets' favor. But I would love to see the Bucks win. I would love to see the Bucks win.
Wow.
Just because, bro. Just because it's the Monstars, bro. You always want the team who don't nobody think is gonna win to win. Like, I don't. As much as I love KD and Kyrie and James Harden and Jeff Green, all them niggas, bro, they great. They are great, but I don't want to see that in the finals. Like, I want to see an actual finals. I want to see two teams going at it. I don't want to see another fucking sweep. I don't want to see that shit in the finals no more. That's boring as hell. We sat here and watched this whole damn season to watch you niggas get mopped up. Nah.
I feel that. Andrew, who you got? Hawks 76ers game 6. Who you got?
I'm gonna shock you. I got the Hawks.
Oh, finally! Finally!
The Hawks.
Finally, Andrew,
proud of you,
Who you
bro.
got? Jazz Clippers.
I think Clippers is gonna close it out at home.
Wow. Clippers
Mitchell.
closing it out.
He injured, man.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is hurt. You're right about that.
Can't
If
wait.
Nets Bucks go game 7, what you think gonna happen?
Nets finishing that series if they go 7.
I feel you. I feel you. Oren.
Yes, sir.
All right, no, you rocking with ATL, boy. We
Yeah,
in
you
here
already
Friday.
know how
You
we
know what I'm
do,
talking
sir.
about? I will be
Yes,
in the
sir.
building. And we gonna go crazy, but they cannot go down by 20 again. That's not good for my heart
Hell no.
or my
They look
voice.
scared,
I
but
lost
they
my
show-
voice.
They show that they can handle that though.
Or my bro, I done lost my voice last night. Jazz Clippers, game 6. Who you got?
I think the Clippers will close that one.
Y'all niggas tripping.
You got Clippers closing out in 6. You got them going
Yeah.
first time to a Western Conference final. I feel you. All right. Nets Bucks. Who you got? If they go
If they
to
go to
game
game.
7.
If they go to game 7, I think the Nets will pull out with that one.
Okay. Dom, the previous winner. Hawks 76ers game 6.
I got Philly, bro.
Oh, come on, dude.
You are a bitch.
Damn.
In all caps, nigga.
Just because he
Damn.
won too, like fuck you. All right, game 6. Jazz Clippers. Who you got?
I got Clippers closing out.
What is wrong with you niggas, bro?
And I already know you got your Nets if they go to the game 7. I feel. All right. Well, since you got Philly going to a 7, who you got? You got Philly winning this game 7 too?
No, I got Atlanta winning game 7.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's all that
I
really
honestly,
matters.
I honestly wouldn't be mad at that, just because that would mean Atlanta is closing out in Philly, and that gives Trae Young another shot to be the villain. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
sir.
I love it.
Let's just go ahead and do if Hawks 76ers go to a game 7. Who you got, Jarvis?
I mean, I don't think we're going game 7, but if we do, it's gonna be the Hawks for
I
sure.
mean, I don't think so either. This is just strictly if.
Yeah, big ifs.
Big
Yeah.
if.
Andrew, who you got?
If they don't close it out at home, they losing in 7. The Hawks.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Just for the
Nigga got
record,
no faith.
I really need us to close it out at home. Like I
That
don't
nigga got
want to
no
go back
faith.
to Philly. I don't want to go back
Well, let
to
me tell
Philly.
you, the streets gonna be
Who you-
live. We close
Man,
out
what?
tomorrow.
Or who you got, bro?
I would love for the Hawks to win at home. I feel like they will. But if they don't and they have to go to 7, I got the Hawks in that one.
Oh, you got the Hawks.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's a bet. Well, I
I
don't.
got faith in
Hey,
that
I'm
too.
with y'all, bro. We closing that joint out, man. We closing that out at home, bro. I'm gonna be in the building. We closing
We
it
got
out.
this.
Yes, sir.
I'm with Jarvis, bro. I think it's going 7. I think Jazz Clippers is going 7, bro. So
Thank you, bro.
Nets, Bucks. Yeah, after what I saw from KD, I'm definitely going with the Nets. I'm sorry, but what you mean? You picked the Nets, so what you picked the
I
Nets.
mean, I picked the Nets for game 7, but game 6 they gonna lose this game 6.
Whatever.
That's for sure.
But if we do go to a game 7 with Hawks 76ers,
Fuck Philly. That's all I'm saying.
you're right, man. Fuck Philly. Hawks gonna close it out in
Philly.
Philly,
Yes,
man.
sir.
What you
Let's
talking
go.
about? We going, man.
Fuck
You right, man.
Philly.
I almost slipped up and had a weak moment.
What
No,
Ice Trey say?
Yeah.
Yep. we're cold, but Great show, y'all. That's a wrap for this show, man. That's the second. I mean, that's not the second. This is the fourth episode of Real Officials. We are going at a fantastic
Whole
rate.
time.
We going at it for a fantastic rate, bro. This is great, bro. We are, you know what I'm saying? I play with all y'all, bro. We doing the damn thing, man.
The long way, bro.
Everybody make sure they
That's
tune
key.
in, bro. Tune in, subscribe, like, all that. We are
Share
out.
all that shit. Get us out there.
Right, get us out there, bro. We need it.